Yo everybody, welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Steins. Last left off, we read some of the Jellyman reports, which painted some pretty bad results of stuff that had happened to some human testing that Steins was conducting with time travel. Now, let's see what the Z program files have that explain time travel. So lots of sciencey stuff could have come aboard, methinks. That was pretty easy to find, so I should have better security. The security's fine. I'm just too good. That was my favorite right arm. I thought he was a super hacker. Hacker? Whoa. This area not to scale. Okay. Looking at the diagram. It means stuff. This is in English too. I have no choice but to rely on my assistant. Can you give me some time to read it? Close your eyes down left and right across the lines. The earlier reluctance had vanished. It looks like she's as curious as I am. No way, but this is Tito really? What are you muttering about? Tell me what it says. Oh, right. You know, this feels like one big joke. What do you mean? It's almost the same as Tito's theory. Basically, the LHC smashed protons together at 99.9999991% the speed of light. That's pretty damn fast. By doing so, they compress the mass of 10 to the power of 42 kilograms into an extremely tiny space of 10 to the power of to the power of 19 meters. In Japanese, please. 3 lines max. A small mass. Thrust into a narrow space with great force. That explanation's too vague. That explanation's too erotic. Oh, no. This is why you're amazing. Huh? What part of it is erot? Shido, you pervert. Sounds like you have a pretty good imagination yourself. I'm not like you. Her cheeks, blushing cheeks makes her denial less effective. Don't listen to this fool, Christina. Continue. Oh, that was awesome. What were we talking about? Thrusting with great force. Proton compression. Right, successful compression generates a microsingularity, which a microsingularity, not a mini black hole. Same thing, essentially. A singularity is the core of a black hole. The process generates a black hole with 2 microsingularities. A black hole with 2 cores? Like a cowlick with 2 hairs? No, I don't think that's it. Explain with cute girls. Oh. I'm sorry everybody, I'm having a moment here. Fine. Say they're 2 cute girls Meek-chan and Crow-chan. Sisters are Mo. By feeding Meek-chan and Crow-chan electrons, you can make them do whatever you want. Electric shock torture. This is so. Short for erotic game. Games with erotic context. Oh, why? How? This thing needs to demonstrate, like, diagrams. Oh, no. Oh, of, like, the girls themselves. Not as in the... Yeah. So you force them to rotate at extremely high velocity. And then, theoretically, Meek-chan and Crow-chan transform into magical girl ring singularity. Cue stock transformation scene. Got it. I love this so much. Refers to the transformation sequence in the Henshin Hero and Magical Girl anime. Since stock transformation scenes are used in nearly every episode, the animation is done independently in advance. As a result, the production quality is often higher than that of the rest of the anime. That honestly makes sense. I don't know why it took so long for me to realize that since now. Huh. Oh well. Well, it looks like these two have found a common wavelength. The resulting black hole exhibits what's called a Kerr effect. What are Kerr black holes anyways? They said they spin, but what does that mean? Exactly what it sounds like. But doesn't black holes usually spin? I mean, there's a whirlpool around the hole, right? Isn't that things being pulled into the black hole? That part, the part that looks like it's spinning is just surrounding matter being sucked into the black hole. The black hole is just a point where where extreme masses cause gravitational collapse. Everything falls towards it. Since it's only a point, it doesn't spin. A Kerr black hole has a ring at its center, not its point. Think of it like this. Once transformed into magical girls, Meek-chan and Crow-chan hats spin like a ring inside their bodies, which is impossible for normal people. I'll pass on the go. Besides, you said that such a black hole's existence would be impossible to prove. What do you mean? Black hole has what's called an event horizon. I just want all these science terms now to be explained, or science theories and whatnot to be explained with cute girls now. That needs to be a thing. Also known as Schwarzschild surface. In a black hole, there exists a point beyond which even light can no longer escape. The black hole's immense gravity. This boundary is called the event horizon because light and other electromagnetic waves are responsible for conveying information. Nothing that occurs within the event horizon can be observed from the outside. The center of a black hole is black because no light can escape from it. Once you pass the event horizon, time and space switch places. Time and space switch places? Right now we can move freely through space and into the future, but we can't move even 1 minute into the past. That's because that becomes reversed. On the other side of the event horizon, moving freely through space becomes impossible, while moving freely through time becomes possible. I can't even imagine what that's like. That is true, but it is an interesting concept. Since unrestricted spiritual movement is impossible, you can never escape a black hole. For example, if Okuben jumped into a black hole, time for him would stretch to infinity. Since light cannot escape, humans cannot see the other side of the event horizon. Observing a black hole from the outside is impossible, so nothing about the inside can be proven. There is an exception, however. The exception is vital when you use Kerr black hole for time travel. Get to the point. The Kerr black hole's ring singularity. Since it's spinning, it has angular momentum. Like I said, in Japanese, please. Didn't I already explain how the core spins? Just think of it as having momentum. If you keep giving Mick-chan and Crow-chan electrons, they rotate faster and faster. And when their angular momentum exceeds a certain threshold, the event horizon will disappear and the singularity will become a naked singularity. Well, we all know where this is going. A singularity which usually conceals... A singularity is usually concealed by its event horizon, which renders observation impossible. A naked singularity is a singularity whose event horizon has been removed. It can therefore be observed and even traveled through. The existence of a naked singularity is purely theoretical. That's interesting. Naked, you mean the magical girl's costume exposed a lot of skin, right? When does the anime adaptation air? Chrisu and I ignore Dao's nonsense. Naked, you mean it becomes observable? When the event horizon disappears, there's no more reason for time and space to change places, meaning that you can enter a naked singularity without being trapped. And then the existence of the naked singularity allows the principle of causality to be violated, and the general theory of relativity to fail. The laws of physics are broken. Can such a thing exist? The negation of this theory of relativity and the principle of causality. Did you say casually? The principle of the principle of causality. The principle of causality to be violated and general theory. Wow. Anyways, causality means serious paradoxes can occur. Didn't Chrisu say that earlier? Nothing in principle stops Kerr black holes from existing. It seems inconsistent, but the math never lies. Since the principle of causality fails, it would be possible to travel to the past by entering a naked singularity. John Titus said the same thing, so Titus' time machine is using Seven's technology. But Titus' time machine was compact, small enough to fit into a car. The LHC is 27 kilometers long, but they managed to get it down to this travel size in just 24 years. One thing I don't understand is how they inject electrons into singularity. Look, at this picture of the LHC. Look, this is a picture of the LHC, but there's a strange equipment installed in the proton collision site. It looks like they call it a lifter, but just what is it? DOE, have you heard of it? Lifter, I think I saw it in the Z program files. Wanna Google it? DOE opens the browser window and enters lifter into a search engine. We've got hits! About a lot of results. 422,000 results. That many? I guess it's not a secret. Well, lifter could be like a crane or a forklift? Could this be it? Ion no craft? Ions are charged particles, meaning the meaning matches. We click the link that says Ion craft lifter. It takes us to a video. Do we get to watch a video? No. It looks like some dim garage. YouTube. But it doesn't look like anything secretive, just a garage like you see in an average American home. At the center of the screen is a triangular shape made of some kind of metal. Looks about 10 centimeters high and about 30 centimeters wide. It's connected in some sort of it's connected to some sort of generator by a thin wire. Looks like some really cheap equipment. That's all there is. Nothing else. After some explaining something in a language I don't understand, Russian maybe? The person it says lifted technology demonstration. It's that whole thing's in English. Showing lifted technology in action. Yeah. I'll have to take a look at this video after, well, maybe not this video, but see if I can't find a video about this, which would be kind of cool. The person filming the video slowly turns the power on, and then it's floating. The silvery triangle floats soundlessly into the air. Then it remains solitary. That's an anti-gravity device? Don't be ridiculous, that would be the breakthrough of a century. This is called Ironcraft. It probably has something to do with electrodes and the charged air. Krista doesn't sound as confident as she usually does. We look up information on the Ironcraft lifter. Lots of sites have detailed instructions on how to make lifters, but we don't know how they work since the sites all give contradicting theories. Great. Science using lifter technology is a vital component of their time machine. If they managed, they can manipulate a micro-singularity's mass and gravitational field, then these things really are anti-gravity devices. Under these extreme conditions, I guess you might not be entirely wrong. Incredible! My curiosity's grown more by the second. But it looks like Sarah's having trouble adjusting their lifter. Don't have full control over their micro singularity's gravity, so they can't make a true naked singularity. That must be the reason why the subjects turned into jellymen. Chrisu nods. Since the singularity is still closed, the subject is crushed by the tremendous gravity. As a result, substance become fractalized. Let's go with that hypothesis. Of course, there's no way to be sure that's right. It might take months to prove. Doesn't the banana proves it? I don't know. Chrissy shrugs her shoulders in recognition. So Saren's lifter is still incomplete. If Tuta is telling the truth, then Saren won't complete their time machine for another 24 years. If we can complete the phone wave name subject exchange first, then we'll have outwitted Saren. We still don't have half the equipment or funding Saren does. What makes you think we could solve the problem that they can't? This isn't that simple. Saren hasn't figured out how to set the subject's distortion in time. Saren still hasn't figured out how to set the subject's distortion time or space in time and space. That should be evident by how scattered the Jellyman discoveries were. We don't even know if this is all of them. It could be Jellyman buried underground or floating in space. Actually, I'm almost certain there are. Ooh, that is a horrifying thought. There's no point traveling through time if you end up in tens of thousands of kilometers away from Earth. That's not practical at all. Just remember, Earth is moving a huge amount of distances all the time. Taylor said he had a variable gravity lock system. He can use it to lock onto Earth's gravity and ensure he arrives somewhere on the planet's surface. Titus' explanation on that point was vague. He mentioned having such a device, but he didn't explain how it worked. But if you're only moving through time, when you just arrive at the same location? Nope. Of course not. Why not? Because the Earth is always moving. Right, rotation and revolution. And also the sun is moving, the thing rotating around. So really, we're not just going round in a circle, we're actually going in a spiral. Because when you stop and think, not only because for one, Earth is rotating, and then the Earth is moving around the sun, and the sun itself is moving around the galaxy, and that itself is moving and expanding. So yeah, lots of movement. The Earth's rotation velocity is around 165 kilometers per hour. That's very fast. Its orbital velocity around the sun is about 114,000 kilometers per hour. Meaning 1 hour ago, we were that far away from where we are now. Whoa! When you think like that, we're earth-shatteringly fast. Not quite. And that's not all. The solar system is part of the Milky Way, and the Milky Way spins like a giant whirlpool. There are various theories, but basically the Earth moves around 50 million kilometers a day. How she can roll all these numbers out so smoothly off her tongue, I have no idea. I can barely roll any English off my tongue when it's right in front of me. I know she's a genius, but wait, isn't it like early in the morning? This is hardly common knowledge. Just be doing research on the topic. Got a kind of ridiculous scale. Ooh, Ferris. Phantasm is the cat's meow. Have you bought Fantas debut single? It's the theme song of Reinhard Her, so it's really popular. Ferris bought 5 copies. Yeah, it's my duty as a Reinnetter. Anyway, there's a important secret hidden in says song. The key to unlocking it is, oops, the bell's ringing. Yeah, looks like someone's here. Better see who it is. Important secret. Anyway, they said they contain directions. They are said to contain directions to the society, as well as prophecies regarding the end of the world. Isn't that right? This is another part of Operation Stupefy Humanity. Explain. The band's vocalist. I feel a strong resemblance from her. I like this one. Sorry everyone. I was just, you know, dealing with secret messages and music. By the way, the Milky Way is part of a large cluster of galaxies, which in itself is part of an even larger supercluster. And these clusters and superclusters might be moving too. If that's the case, we're moving even more than 50 million kilometers a day. The point is that setting the destination would require insane calculations, even if you only want to travel 1 second into the past. Doing it by hand is impossible and might take years for supercomputers to come up with a solution just to get you in the same location. Then we have no choice. We need to find Tira and borrow his valuable variable gravity system. Great idea. Go for it. I wonder how Saren is doing with that problem. After blowing me off, Chrisu goes back to reading Cern's documents. Dao and I aren't good with English, so there's nothing we could do but let her work. Dawn breaks. Yeah, Ferris sent me that text really early in the morning. Man, dedication to work or what? We stayed up all night again. Fighting drowsiness, I refill my mug with instant coffee. I've already lost count of how many I've had. Okabe? Kusu hands her mug to me without looking away from the computer. I guess she expects me to refill it. Since when did it become her maid? She should ask Mo for stuff like this. Mo is a professional maid after all. To be fair, she is translating stuff for us. That said, Chris is the one reading Cern's document right now. Doe and I can manage if we use translation software, but it's nowhere near as effective as she is. While it's not exactly what I had in mind when I said I wanted to borrow her knowledge, it just goes to show that I was right to make her lab mem. She is an asset to the lab for now, at least. I should try not to upset her. That's a good shout. I silently take the mug from Chrisu, dumped in the powdered coffee, and pour in hot water from the pot. 2 packets of sugar, no milk. Chrisu has already requested the same way 5 times today. I mix it well and bring it over to Chrisu. She doesn't immediately realize I'm standing behind her, so I hold the mug in front of her face. Chrisu takes it without turning. Thanks. Her eyes never leave the screen. She's completely absorbed in Cern's research. Even though she was adamant when she called them traitors to scientists everywhere, she's not above picking their brains. But I understand how she feels. I'm itching to know more myself. Dao is fast asleep on the sofa. His snoring is quite loud. Furthermore, it sounds like he's has sleep apnea. I'm surprised Chris has been able to ignore it. Is she just that focused? I decided to watch some TV. As always, the news channels are all covering the Radichan satellite crash. 5 days have passed since the satellite crash, and it's the start of summer vacation season. Crowds have gathered to get a glimpse of the satellite, which has still not been removed. I came from Nagoya. I want to see it. I drove all the way from Saitama. It's amazing. Where did that thing come from? Yay, I'm a high school girl from Chiba. Tourists from all over Japan are flocking to this location. In an interview earlier today, Michael Braun, spokesman from NASA, stated that no satellite has crashed in Japan, and the crashed object was in fact not even a satellite. Part-time warrior. I'm so hungry I had to skip breakfast again. Today I don't have much money on hand. Are there any good places to find insect or weeds around here? I could get by using my survival skills if I have to. What kind of childhood did you have? Oh, I mean, getting a head start on getting used to insects is probably not a bad idea, given how that's how most people see a lot of the food in the future will probably be, given how easy it is to, given how much it's possible to farm, I guess is the correct term. It's easy to handle lots of insects and produce mass quantities of them over mass quantities of cattle, say. If you have a look, I don't know. Insects. Let's go with the insects and weeds. Let's see what this brings. I mean, I would like to know more about her childhood, but somehow I don't think she's going to give us any information? I don't know. Satellite is currently under police investigation. No date for removal has been set. Is it really under investigation? This could be another plot by the organizer. Whoa! Good morning. Oh wait, should I say good afternoon? The door unlocks from outside and Maru comes in. She has a convenience store bag in hand. A variety of food items inside, but doesn't look like they're for us. Whoa, the air here is so thick. The three of us probably look pretty haggard since we stayed up all night. But it's hard to put on a bright smile now that I know about Seren. I'll refresh the air. Maru opens the window wide. The sky is so blue it hurts my eyes. Large cloud instantly drifts on the window. It's truly a refreshing sight. Hey, it's the whole gang. Maru's appearance makes Daryl get up with grimace. Quisu also finally moves away from the computer, sipping her hot coffee while rubbing her eyes. I glance at the clock and then go to the center of the room and call it for attention. Since all lab members are present and accounted for, this is a perfect opportunity to hold another round-table conference. Roundabout conference? What's that? A meeting of lab members. Have we ever done that before? Do you even have a round table? Not physically, however. Existence in the heart of all lab members. Am I mistaken? Yes, you're mistaken. Don't go sticking things in people's hearts. Is there one in Mayushi's too? Of course there is. Oh, that's good. But what's a roundable? And why a round table? You King Arthur? This game's amazing. And I'm only a temporary lab mem anyways. These people whine about every little thing. Oh hey! This is a neat shot. Oh, you guys see everyone? Look how adorable Mayushi looks. Anyway, it's a round table conference. Maru wasn't here last night, so first let's explain the situation to her. I tell Maru about everything we discovered in her absence, about how Seren's making a time machine, about Jellymen, about how Men in Black might come looking to erase us from for what we know. I told you shouldn't do bad things. Bad you say? We are bad. Absurd. If we're bad, Siren's even worse. They aren't satisfied with ruling the world, now they want to get their hands on space-time itself. I agree. For some reason, Quisu backs me up. What Siren is doing is unforgivable. They're traitors to humanity, to society, and to science. Oh wow. I guess? She doesn't sound convinced. I don't want to get Mayuri involved, but she's surprisingly predictive. She'll find out even if we keep it a secret, so it's better just to tell her. Just words. Anyway, Ragnarok can no longer be averted. The final battle with Seren is near. A large part of me is still afraid, but we've come this far to turn back now. We can't unlearn what we know. Rag in a rock? Norse mythology again? Christina, I've ordered you to investigate Seren. What have you learned? I don't remember being ordered, but whatever. There are two problems Seren faces with time travel. First is the electron injection device, also known as a lifter. Unless they get it to function properly, they can't make the Care Black Hole singularities naked. if you send a test subject through the singularity in the current state, the supergravity compresses them to a micro level. Naturally, there's no way to survive. The second problem is they can't The second problem is they can't specify a physical destination. They can't choose where they end up after traveling to the past. That's why I'd say they found. That's why I say the 14 found jellymen were the lucky ones. Over 100 human experiments have been performed since 2001. 100? The remaining 80 or so people ended up somewhere they can't be found. Whoa! Wait, over 100 human experiments? 14 plus 18 is 94. There's some bad maths here. But I suppose there could potentially be some that got sent to the future, maybe? I don't know. And they've just not appeared yet? What? Why can't they be found? Do you know Mayoshi? The world's constantly moving. Its rotational speed is 50. Current and the overall speed is... Dario's tone is authoritative, but he's just relaying what he heard from Krisu last night. Steins been looking for solutions, but it's not going well. So even Steins having difficulties. Now then, have we learned anything that could help us complete the phone wave name subject to change? Krisu stares at the ceiling in thought. Well, I suppose you could call the LHC the world's largest microwave oven. Oh, of course, in other words, the phone wave name subject to change is a miniature LHC. You might be onto something there. I'm sure she'd deny it. In fact, I thought she'd yell at me. But instead, she agreed with me. Throws me off a little. However, there's too many things we don't know about the phone wave. Why do the same phenomenon that occur in CERN's time machine also occur in that tiny microwave? Unlike the LHC, this thing wasn't made for time travel. It was made to warm Mayoshi's chicken. Well, yeah. Since the jellyman phenomenon occurs with the phone wave name subject to change, Mayoshi's bananas must be reaching the Kerr black hole's ring singularity. That makes a black hole here? It won't suck us in, will it? If it sucked us in, we'll become jellymen too. But we still haven't figured out the electronic discharge phenomenon or the conditions required to cause it. During experiments earlier, we were only able to send emails to the past during the discharge. Although it hasn't happened again, that discharge phenomenon could very much signify the injection of charge. Yeah, that is electrons. And only when it occurs does the path to the singularity open. We don't know the cause of the discharge phenomenon. That's what we need to find out. In the first place, the emails we send into the past are digital data, not physical objects. That's a definite difference from CERN's time machine. No, we're doing the same thing. Who's to say that digital data can't go through a singularity? I think it would be easier than sending something human-sized. Well, I suppose that's true. You know, the way you guys talk about email, it makes me think of folding a letter into a paper airplane and make it go zoom, you know? It's more like a beam of light, like optical data, digital data. By the way, it's a pain to keep saying email sent to the past. Let's give it a proper name. I've got a bad feeling about this. What's that supposed to mean? How dare you mock Hoyun Koyoma? You just want to give it some oddball name, don't you? How rude. Heed me. I shall name the phenomenon of email sent to the past as follows. The name shall be... Nostalgia Drive. Confusing. Rejected. Why you? Who gave you the authority to reject my ideas? You're just an assistant. Then why don't we vote? All in favour of Nostalgia Drive? My hand shoots into the air, but no one follows suit. You forsoken me, Dao, Mayuri? Yeah, Chris-chan's right. It's too hard for Mayoshi's to remember. It's way too tuning. Man? Traitors. Fine, let's hear alternatives. Don't tell me you rejected my own idea without having bright ideas of your own. I think it needs to be something easy to understand. An email that regards through time. How about retro mail? What does retro mean? Mayo's been eating strawberry jelly. How can she eat stuff like that after hearing about jelly men? Sounds like you have your answer, Christina. You said it should be easy to understand, but what wasn't easy? But it wasn't easy to understand at all, was it? I don't know, retro mail. I get it, but that's because Mayuri-san is. Never mind. Are you about to say because Mayuri's dumb? No. Oh, drama. Do you think Mayoshi's dumb? If you could cook them right, they could taste surprisingly good. Good to know. I don't. I promise I don't, okay? Somehow Kusu managed to glare at me even while soothing Mayuri. I vote in the lab, the male who leapt through time. Aren't we trying to make it shorter as well? That's too stiff, it's hard to say. It's better than your nostalgia and makes more of a movie title reference. That's not cool, it needs to be cool. You rejected it for that? Mayushi has an idea. How about back to the mail? I took a movie title and changed the word to mail. I already did a movie joke, Mayushi. Besides, I think the meaning's a little off. She probably meant mail to the future, but our emails go to the past. It's not about the meaning. I took a movie title and changed the word to mail. Either way, it's too long. Then how about DeLorean mail? That doesn't even say what kind of email it is. Hey, we don't have time for this. Let's just Ifrit. I know this word, I just can't say it. Abbreviate, there we go. Abbreviate to D-mail and move on. But that's boring. I don't care if it's boring. Shut down. Kusu's influence in the lab seems to have grown significantly in the past few days. D-mail it is. Maru finished with the jelly claims and satisfaction. Wait, when did Maru become the moderator? So, why does the D-mail phenomenon occur? Well, we'll cover that in the next episode. Now that we have a new official title for sending mails to the past, let's try and figure out why it's causing it. So, yeah. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch you in the next episode. Bye!